being a film fan, I'm always getting lots of movies in. Most of the time, I'm kind of ordering them online. They turn up at the door, maybe before release date. Sometimes it's always kind of boutiques that I'm after. But there are some big releases that I do enjoy getting every now and again. And in one of the sort of rarest occurrences of being a film fan, something that reminded me of younger me, was going out to a shop, picking up a title, rushing home, and instantly throwing it into the player and watching it. And that was A Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K UHD. Now, I had heard that this was coming. It was exciting. There was so many different versions to get. Some expensive ones. But, you know, just wandering through HMV that day and seeing A Nightmare on Elm Street, I had to get it. Complete impulse, and ran home and watched it. And this is such a stunning transfer. It really is impressive, especially some of the nighttime sequences and some other moments where you get to see all this kind of glinting detail, especially in the boiler rooms. It's fantastic. The story of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger, a child predator, was killed years prior and has developed some kind of supernatural power where he tackles the descendants of the people that hurt him in their dreams. And that's where we meet our group of wayward teens who are going to be picked off one by one throughout the film. But for me, one of the most terrifying things about Nightmare on Elm Street is the idea of this dream world. A world where we are supposed to be safe, where everything is okay, where we control it. It's our imagination. But in this dream world, you can be hurt. And if you're hurt in the dream world, you will be hurt in real life. It's just such a horrifying idea. And the way that these nightmares are shown to us is wonderful. That slow motion kind of running where you feel as if you're getting nowhere, being stuck, just walking up the stairs, having this incredibly terrifying boogeyman instantly appear all around you, toying with you, building up that fear and suspense. Is just so thrilling. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a terrifying film, and I'd say a lot of that it goes down to Robert Englund as Freddy. I think his performance is fantastic, and here, particularly in the early Nightmare on Elm Streets, it is truly terrifying. It hasn't become that kind of funny person. Here he is a demon hunting people down, and it really is scary, which I love.
Please, God.
This is God.
That film, which I have seen so many times, just kept thrilling me, terrifying me, putting me on the edge of the seat. I knew things were coming, and yet at the same time, it still built up that tension and the suspense within myself. The moment where we have our main character, Nancy, sitting in school as she's slowly nodding off, as we start to see this friend of hers in a body bag being mysteriously dragged down the hallway. It is a haunting image.
Tina?
And Wes Craven really knows what he's doing here by creating these terrifying set pieces that just eke into the psyche. They're all things that we can understand, relate to, and be terrified by. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a phenomenal film. It is one of those films that landed so well that it created a legacy, a slew of sequels. It was something that was just predominantly 80s for me. And I remember at the time, like, the big event was a new Nightmare on Elm Street coming out. That was something that the whole family would gather around and watch, even though we were way too young to watch it. That's what we did. A Nightmare on Elm Street was terrific. It is terrific. This is a phenomenal release, and it's made me eager for more of these. I want to get parts 2, 3, 4. I want them all. to come out so I can revisit them all again. It's just such a joy. And as a film fan, to go back to a film that I was so familiar with, that I was so engaged with, that I had seen so many times, and to see that it still works, it still has great ideas, it still has great characters, it has great horrifying situations, was such a joy. Edge of my seat stuff. I had such a great time revisiting A Nightmare on Elm Street. It had been well over a decade since I had last watched it, and it was just perfect.
Who are you?
Great. I think it's a terrific film. I think the killer is such a memorable villain. I think the situations are so memorable. I think the filmmaking and really tapping in to what nightmares haunt people was key to making this such a success. Absolutely fantastic release. I can thoroughly recommend it. Whatever version you've picked up, great. You've got the film, you've got the transfer. Let's slip into the dream world and have some nightmares together. Absolutely brilliant. I'd love to know your thoughts on A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sure we've all seen this one, so let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. What's your favourite sequel after this? Probably 3, right? I mean, I want that at some point on 4K UHD as well. But hey, I want them all. Drop me a comment. Let me know your memories of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't wait to read some of those. I know we're on the same wavelength here. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box below. Our links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.